So like many of you, on the morning of 2 years ago when Russian invaded, we asked ourselves, how can this be happening? And what can I do? The first person I called was Ann Garrels, the longtime NPR war correspondent. And we began to think, how can we help the people who are staying in Ukraine? We had a rally like this, about as many people in Aspen. Afterwards, a woman came up, a Ukrainian American. How can we get some medical supplies to my cousin, who's the head of the medical command in Lviv? We figured it out. And from those 13 boxes, about 300 pounds, $130,000 worth of medical supplies, we were soon repairing ambulances, sending thousands and thousands of tourniquets and bandages. And 2 years later, we're still with it. One of the things that we decided early on is that our mission is saving lives of the people who are there. And that's been our focus in everything that we work towards. We also realized the key to our success was going to be finding some really capable Ukrainian people to work with. Our logistics head, Katerina, works out of Warsaw, constantly going back and forth into Ukraine. About 13 days ago, we delivered 1.7 tons of critically needed medical supplies to her. The next morning, couriers began taking them to our contacts and our storage areas inside Ukraine and to the front lines. And we have other orders, and we go from donations. Another young woman we work with, another brilliant young woman, Sasha, is about 27. Her twin brother's a commander. She started her own little medicine for Ukraine, taking donations from local people to buy medical supplies. We've been working with her for 8 months. She makes squad kits. She makes backpack kits of medical supplies that save lives every day. And I want to introduce Olga Shpak, who's an incredible woman, world-renowned whale biologist before the war. One day before the invasion, she came back to her native Kharkiv. She forever closed the door on her position, prestigious position and great research position at the Russian Academy of Sciences. And we work closely together every day. She is in touch with the people in the front lines. We get her money, we raise donations, we send some money to her so she can buy things in Ukraine if possible. We source other things in Western Europe. And of course, we've just had this large shipment of medical supplies that we could only get from the United States. So I want to hand this over to Olga, and please come up and talk to us afterwards. Olga.
Thank you very much for everyone who came here. I started to volunteer on the first day of the invasion. I called my friend who I knew would be standing in line to be drafted, and I said, I'm in Kharkiv, so let's be in touch. You have my contact. And I started to raise money from my international colleagues from the marine mammal science community, and they helped me a lot. The response was incredible. I got multiple offers to go to the universities. A lot of people told me there is a table for you, and as I said no, they started to help me financially. But on the second or third week of war, I really started to be scared, thinking that if the war lasts for more than 1 month, everyone will get tired. It's us who act on the ground, and I was in Kharkiv, and Russian tanks were like 2 blocks from my apartment building. But then I had this fear that the world would forget about Ukraine if the war doesn't end soon. And here I'm standing. It's a very sad anniversary, 2 years later. But here I'm standing in Stanford, and I'm talking about Ukraine, and I know that there are many, many people who care, a lot of people who support, many people who found ways and contacts what to do, what has to be done. And I feel privileged, and I'm very glad to see Ukrainian flags in front of me. This is very, very important. Because I work, Art mentioned that we're about saving lives, and it's understandable that the people who are losing their lives, these are first of all, our defenders, Ukrainian defenders, who before February 24, 22 were teachers, IT specialists, artists, carpenters, drivers. All these people, fathers, sons, brothers, all these people became our defenders, our soldiers. And we have to take care of them, I think, the first. And so I started to help soldiers, and then I got in touch with Assist Ukraine, and since summer 2022 we've been working with ART closely, doing everything possible to help our defenders. And by saving lives, we mean not only helping the wounded, helping the medical teams with the tactical medicine to save the lives of wounded people. We also work a lot on prevention of Ukrainian soldiers to become wounded. So our understanding of saving lives is wider than tactical medicine, and includes equipment and transport and clothes and basically everything. And we call ourselves a small Amazon because the request could be everything from the socks to the drones and cars. What I wanted to say, because I work from Kharkiv. I was born in Kharkiv. I came to Kharkiv to be with my family, and I'm in Kharkiv. I'm driving to Bakhmut direction, to Konstantinovka area, like the last village, which is a base for a lot of military units. Also to the southern front, the Zaporizhia region, more rarely. But we distribute help along the, I would say, the entire front, and also to the northern border, because Kharkiv is only 35 kilometers from Russia. So, of course, this border has to be watched, and there are many assault groups that are trying to kind of testing the border situation again. So I really, really wanted to use this opportunity to say that the soldiers, every time I have a meeting, and I'm here for 3 weeks now with a series of public awareness events. And of course, I'm in touch with soldiers every morning and every evening. Because of the time difference, I try to get the requests and try to deliver help remotely to the soldiers. And they ask me, where did you talk? How many people came? Were they aware? Which questions they asked? Please tell thank you. They do not take help, international help, for granted. Every thermosuit, every drone, every underwear I bring, they understand that I don't have to do it, no people who donated have to do it. I try to make sure that they understand the entire logistical chain from someone sometimes in China donating $5, and then after a long chain of logistics and money traveling through different banks, a soldier on the Bakhmut front getting that pair of underwear, or the charging station, or that car. So I really, really want to use this opportunity to say, please don't stop. They count on you, we count on you, but we don't take this help for granted, and we really, really appreciate what you are doing. And as a Russian scientist, because I worked in Russia for 25 years, I want to say, just yesterday, this is the last thing I want to point out. Just yesterday, someone called me, he got my phone number. Someone called me, my colleague, my ex-colleague from Russia, who didn't talk to me for 2 years. I thought he needed something because he has relatives in Kharkiv. No, nothing like that. He said, I wanted to use this opportunity. I found your phone number. I wanted to apologize. And he said it twice. And he was very touched that I actually talked to him. So I think it's very, very important. Like, we're in Stanford now, Stanford, and next to Silicon Valley. We have to, IT specialists, I think it's very, very important to look for the ways to reach to people within Russia and to slow down, to prevent this brainwashing. There are still people who are sane in Russia. There are just not many, they're not strong, but that would be a huge support to the entire world, and first of all to Ukraine, if we could do something within Russia. And it could be like internet search engines, something like this, something to make Russian people see the information from another side, and not to be isolated informationally from the sober, from the sane world. So please remember about that too. Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much, organizers, for having us here. And if you want to learn more about Assist Ukraine and join our efforts, meet us afterwards. Go to our website, assist-ukraine.